Welcome back, everybody, to another podcast review with your girl G Money Honey. Today we are going to be talking about stressful life events. Something nobody wants to go through. I've learned a lot here at MSU, and I am ready to talk about some of the things that I've learned about. And I think that what I've learned is sort of important because a lot of life gives you stressful situations, and I think that I've learned that there are different outlooks you can have on stress, and it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it's also about how you perceive certain events, situations, or anything like that that's important to you and like your values. And today I'm going to be phone calling in my grandfather, aka Pops, and I decided to choose my Pops because he and our family kind of went through a very stressful event a couple years ago. And my grandfather, I think, has recovered a lot from that. And I'm just curious more about how he got through everything that has happened and how he has overcame a lot of things since then. I look up to him. This happened a couple years ago, and he's older, and he was older at the time too. And I think that it's important to know that no matter what mistakes, what events that put you through stress that are out there or going to happen, it doesn't matter how old you are, and that you can overcome anything at any age, at any time, and that it is possible. And, this event was a huge event. And you would think that, how would you recover? And I know at the moment of time when it happened, it was like, how are we going to get through this? Like, what can we do? And so I think my Pops will have a lot to say, and I'm curious about what he has to say, and I'm curious of how he did everything. So I am going to phone call him in with us today, and we will get started. Okay, we now have Pops here with us. Pops, say hi.
Well, hello there.
Okay, Pops, so I kind of just want to talk about some things. Basically, talk about stress and I know we had something happen couple years ago that was hard on everybody, and I know it was definitely hard on you. And so I kind of we've never really talked much about it, and I want to just know a little bit about like how you got through everything.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so are you comfortable with telling us your age?
Sure. I am 66 and a half.
He is the youngest grandpa out there. So, first question, I know you have been sober. How long have you been sober for?
May 6th or 8th of this year would be 10 years.
10 years. That is honestly so amazing, and I am very proud of you. And I know that everybody else in the family is very proud of you. I am curious also, how do you feel now being sober?
How do I feel? Well, I feel old, but I feel good. I feel good. The self-medicating from the alcohol's gone, so I hurt a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't ever hurt when I was drinking because it masks it really well, but ibuprofen is my friend.
Ibuprofen is honestly everybody's friend, so you're okay.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel good. Life is it's unbelievable. I wish I would have found it a long time ago, but some of us are slow learners, I guess.
And that's okay. Did you ever get stressed about maintaining sobriety before you came back home?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because all my friends are still drinking, so I really don't run around with anybody because everybody me and Kath ran around with were partiers, hard partiers, you know. So that's stressful. That is absolutely being around it because it's everywhere. Drinking is everywhere.
Yeah, and it's
it's accepted, I guess.
Yeah. But the fact that you are not drinking is also a good thing to look onto too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was stressful coming back. And, you know, I think a lot of my family members didn't think I was going to be able to make it coming back to Missoula.
Yeah.
After everything.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that's,
just go one day at a time.
yeah. One day at a time, and you're still doing it. 10
I'm
years.
still doing
10 years
Yep.
doing
10 years.
it. Not a bad thing. At least you're doing it.
I know. You can't erase stuff that you do, you know? You can't do it, but you can definitely change the path you're on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've definitely done a great job doing that.
Yeah.
And I know we love it.
I think there's always room for improvement, Gracie.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, but that's what we strive for.
Yeah. It's hard at times, but you
Yeah.
know.
It is.
Yeah. In what ways was sobriety challenging for you?
Well, I was trying to find myself sober. You know, I really didn't know. Well, you don't really know who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, where I was, you adapt to what you're doing at that time. You know, away from your family and fishing and helping people or do whatever you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, finding myself, that was really hard to do. I don't even know if I found myself completely yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have. You know, but you know, try to help others.
Yep.
Be around people that are sober really helps me.
Yeah.
You know, my family, most of my family, a lot of them don't have any trouble with alcohol. We got a couple in there, but
Yeah.
they're very understanding of my deal. It doesn't really bother me
Yeah.
that someone else is drinking.
Yeah.
You know, that's not my deal.
Yeah. Have you kind of are there friends that stayed with you through your sobriety?
A couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple, actually. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they go away. It's crazy how that works. Or I guess I let them go away.
Yeah.
You
But
know, I mean, when
sometimes-
I run into one in the store, the paint store, or some of my oldest friends are still, we don't talk like we used to, but we still, once in a while, we'll shoot a text back and forth or something.
Yeah.
Grade school friends.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really strange.
Yeah. It definitely is a big change, but I know that it's also like having like some of the friends still stay with you. It is challenging losing a lot of the other ones, but also it's good. It's helping yourself getting rid of those toxic people that
It is, and it's crazy because the ones that I am around now or talk to or work doing jobs with, or for the ones that have found sobriety, it's pretty amazing because we talk about it a lot, actually.
Yeah, I love that.
But they found it too, you know.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Maybe not quite the path I was on, but however you get there, I guess, is the important part.
Yeah, relationships are super important, especially with something like that. It's good to have those people that you can relate to.
Well, yeah, grandma, you know, sober too.
Yeah.
That's the only way we could do this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And I'm happy. I'm happy you guys are doing it too together. I think it makes me less stressed out being away from you guys, knowing that you have each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're happy for us.
Yes, very much. Always am. Happy you're my grandparents too.
Oh, wow. Now you're going to make me start tearing up.
I'm sorry. Just saying. In what ways did that challenge of sobriety help you find sort of a meaning in life?
Well, I don't think I was really living life when I was in my, you know, I don't even know how many years it was. I don't remember a lot of things. You know, I think I was really numb to life because, you know, you went to work and after work I drank until I woke up the next day and went to work.
Yeah.
It was just a revolving thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I was always a very truthful guy, you know. I didn't handle the death of my father. I didn't deal with it or didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most important things you have to do in life is death is a hard one for all of us.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest. Forgiveness and death are two tough things still for me.
Yeah.
You know, but I lost the question again, so now I'm rambling.
You're good. How did the challenge of sobriety help you find a meaning in life?
Boy, life is so precious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think if God, I wish what happened would have never happened, that I made that choice.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if something would not have been huge in my life, I'm definitely not saying it was a good thing by any means. I think I would have went through life and never even known the real meaning of what's important.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I loved you. I loved your grandma. I loved our kids. I loved everybody, but it was almost false, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, because everything I did was alcohol was number one with
Yeah.
me. I don't know.
I always think about, I know most of it's not good, but also it was really funny when I was younger. I would be sleeping on the couch and I'd wake up to either Friends or George Lopez playing at like 3 a.m. and the smell of bacon and you cooking. And I thought it was just so funny. Such good morning just to wake up to you cooking me some bacon and giving me a bowl of Cocoa Puffs.
I know, and the bacon was probably my hangover medicine, truthfully.
Yeah, probably.
I'm glad it works for you.
It does, no matter what age.
I had certain foods that would really help my Saturday mornings and mornings out that would help me through my hangover.
Yeah. You know? Oh, yeah, I bet.
Crazy as that is. I don't know. I'm glad it worked for you.
Yeah.
And you still love bacon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite thing. Bacon and Cocoa Puffs. I just had one not too long ago, a bowl of Cocoa Puffs.
Hilarious. I love it.
But no,
love it.
I also think that it was hard for you to find like yourself in that moment because you couldn't even process kind of the meaning of that, like just your own self.
I couldn't. I didn't even know who I was, I feel. I really didn't.
Yeah. Well, I feel like...
I mean, there's so much falsehood that comes when you reach the point of that I was with alcohol, you know?
Yeah.
It's all so much fake going on. You're just so involved in it. It's hard to explain it, but, you know, you try not to call yourself a liar, but that's kind of what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You stumble through things and pick yourself up and pretend like things didn't happen and tell people what they want to hear, you know, just they didn't want to deal with it type stuff. Now I love telling people what I love a good argument.
Yep.
I didn't used to like to argue too much.
Yeah. I also feel like, I don't know, I feel like you're kind of resilient for like everything that you've kind of went through. Like it was a huge event and it kind of forced you to change. And I think that's what resiliency is being able to take away from a stressful event like that and, you know, overcoming it. Not necessarily in full, but I know that you've definitely worked through a lot of things and you've overcame a lot.
Well, you know, there was lots of treatment programs when I was gone, and a lot of looking for myself again. You know, I pray about it every morning about forgive me for my sins, you know, and that was definitely that was the biggest one in my life.
Yeah.
What happened. It was the biggest one in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I keep asking for forgiveness, even though I know I'm forgiven for it. It's still, forgiveness is a tough one when you're trying to forgive yourself for something.
Yeah.
It really is. But you work, you know, every day. I do it every morning, and I feel really good, but I take it back awful quick, too.
Yeah.
I don't get that part, but...
You gotta find something.
Yeah.
Is there...
Well, you know, when I was there, and I was going to Mass, and I was going to Christian services, I used to get a lot of grief from the guys that were there with me. They were, oh, nobody likes a quitter. did you come to prison for Jesus to find you? And I'm like, no, he kind of found me here, actually.
Yeah.
So you kind of deal with people too. Everybody's got our own idea of what it is.
Yeah.
So
Is
we
there...
won't touch a lot on that stuff.
That's okay. But if you ever want to later, I'm here.
I love it.
Is there stuff that you like to do, or is there a place you like to go to relieve stress?
Yeah, the yard. I love yard work.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't know why I do. I love mowing the yard, raking and weeding and cleaning it up the place so it looks presentable.
I feel like every time I call you, you're doing something in the yard.
Yeah, showing up to neighbors a little bit, get them off their duffs to go do it too. New hobbies are tough too when you're as old as me and Grams are. She's still a youngster.
Yeah.
But it's hard to. God, our hobbies were our kids, I guess, back then. My alcohol and our kids. That's kind of what we did.
Yeah.
So new hobbies, yeah. I bought a motorcycle. Or we bought a motorcycle, I should say, and I think I rode it 3 times this year. I don't even have time to do that. But now, I don't know if we're going to maybe try and sell it and buy a side-by-side, something Kathy can be more, we can do more things like that, or possibly. That's trying to look for new things to do. Because we just work, we come home, and we cook good food still.
Yeah.
Kathy doesn't eat much, but I still do.
Well, I feel like you make really good food. I think she's crazy for not wanting to eat it.
Well, she's crazy, all right, but I love her for that. Remember my old saying that says, why would you want to eat vanilla ice cream and dance with a boring girl? Not entirely a true thing, but yeah.
I love that you're finding other hobbies, though. I think I was kind of worried, like, what you would do now, and I'm glad that you and Grams are looking for something.
Yeah, we just haven't quite found the whole path. Well, we love to come and, go to the coast, obviously, and North Dakota to see Kathy's uncle and cousins and stuff, and went out to lunch in the park, I think only once this year.
Yeah. I feel like the coast was a good one, too.
Oh, boy, it was one of the best, truthfully. Yeah. It really was.
There was one class where I kind of talked about how you live longer being more around your family. And so I love that we dedicate a week out of each year to kind of be with each other.
I know, it is.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling sad because a couple of the cousins weren't there for you, but you hung out with all of us and just, me and you jumped in the ocean.
Yeah. I thought...
Holy cow.
I still think that's so funny.
I know. I should have done it the last day, but I'd already taken a shower. No excuse.
That's okay. We have next year. We can jump in the ocean anytime.
Yeah, and do some crabbing next year. And, it's just a fun time.
Yeah. I bet, did it help relieve some stress jumping in that ocean?
Oh, I think so, except that I was stumbling trying to stand up. Looked like the old days again.
Yeah, the waves are strong.
Boy, they were that one. They almost took us out, didn't they?
I know, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. No, it was good. I'm really glad I did it. I looked at the pictures of the whole trip, and we didn't want you to go that early, but you were on your journey too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did it by yourself. Never did get to ask you how Salt Lake City was.
Yeah, it was good.
Was it? Okay,
yeah.
Good.
I feel, I'm glad you jumped in the ocean with me, though. I think you were one of the main people I wanted to do it. And I didn't think you'd do it, but you were ready to go already.
Well, I certainly wish I would have taken my shoes off.
Yeah, well, you definitely weren't ready. You didn't have swimming suit, but you had jeans and a shirt.
Next year I will be in, I don't care what Danny thinks of my legs, I'm going to be in some swimming suit.
Don't let her judge you.
Oh, I know.
How has your perception of stress from kind of what happened changed?
Boy, that's a tough one.
Like, I know I feel like it was a different stress then versus kind of what it is now. And I think, an event doesn't make you stressful. It's more about how you perceive that stress.
You know, back in the day, I didn't really have any stress when I was drinking. That's what I masked with it,
Yep.
you know. I did. I mean, I really did. Now my stress level is, the main stress I think I have in my life is financial right now.
Yeah.
You know, because all the funds through my whole life that I wasted on alcohol. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot. It was 24. Well, I didn't drink at work.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute I got off of work, you take that hard work and money that we all work hard for,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't care about bills. I just didn't care about money problems. Now it's a huge thing in my life. I get very stressed when money's tight, you know, and bills have to be paid. We use credit cards way too much, which me and Grandma are really going to try to get our hands on that situation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're old now. I signed up for Social Security 2 weeks ago, so that's a strange deal too.
Yeah.
You know, and they say it's not going to be there when you get there, but I trust that it will be there when you get there.
Yeah.
My dad said the same thing.
Yeah. I'm sure.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like that's like it's like one stress to the next kind of leads to it.
Yeah, I agree.
But at least you're noticing it. Like finances, I mean, I feel like everybody struggles with the stress of finance.
Well, it's a really different world right now, too, you know?
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, look at what rents are and mortgages are, and, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you work your whole life for when you get to the end of that part, that it's all handled. And that's so important.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't bother me going through my life. 35 or 40 years of it.
I feel like, I feel like it's good, though, that now you can think about that stuff and you're more aware of it now. So
boy, I'm very aware of it.
Yeah, I bet.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's there. Let's say that I got some work to do on it, but I'm very aware of it. It's so important.
Yeah.
It's just so important to stand on your own.
Yeah.
You know?
Or have your granddaughter work hard over in Bozeman so she can pay you later.
We would never ask you to do that. You know that.
You would never ask me, but you can't help it if I force it on you.
Yeah, I can't argue with you.
That's my goal. That's why I'm here. You guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you have your life to live too, and that's so important, you know? Yeah. It is so important. You've got to do your own thing, and we love to watch you do your own thing. Yeah. Still not happy about Paris, but I'm really glad you're going.
Yeah, I know.
I should say we. Yeah.
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 But I'm glad you're making those changes. What do you think kind of encourages you to make those changes, or made you make the first change after what happened?
Well, probably the number one would be hurting the girl that I love and promised to take care of my whole life and her whole life.
Yeah.
You know, that comes first and foremost.
Yeah.
When you do something that irresponsible and ignorant, that's a big slap in the face to what the hell are you really doing here, you know?
Yeah.
Leaving my whole family at the same time.
Yeah.
With no choice. Losing my dog.
Yeah.
You know, not watching my granddaughter graduate from freaking middle school, you know?
Yeah.
That broke my heart when that was going on. I had no control over anything.
Yeah.
Missed birthdays. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yep.
Those are the things. All of it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And it pushed you to want to be there. Like, look, now because of what encouraged you, you're going to be able to see me graduate from college.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is. It's the big moments that you that I missed. And I keep hating to say but it's.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing it by myself there. I had to take care of business so I could get back. And then with help from your grandma again is why I got out. Got back early, you know?
Yeah.
So she's the big change in my life. That was the biggest number one thing that my journey now is to take care of her the best I can.
Good. I like to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She is.
Yeah.
You both are.
I love her too.
Yeah.
I don't say it often enough sometimes, but we bicker a lot, but that's just what we've always done. But maybe it's better now.
Yeah.
I think it is better now.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad it's better though. I think the biggest thing that was scary was what was going to happen when you guys came back. And I'm really glad that now you guys are still together, because I just love seeing you guys together.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for staying together.
Awesome. It's pretty awesome to, she had big choices to make too, and, do I really want that little short piece of work back, or,
Yeah, I know.
So she made some important choices too.
Yeah. And you guys did that together though. I feel like it would have been so much harder if you guys didn't stick together. I feel like it would have made things more stressful.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would have broke my heart.
Mine too, for you.
Yeah. So see, it worked out.
Yeah.
Thus far, anyway. You never know what tomorrow brings, but
yeah. I mean, hey,
my job is, even if I moved out of this house, I would still have to come and go to the store for her and cook her dinner. So I might as well just stay here.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't mean to say it like that, but it's
Yeah.
We went to Phillipsburg this weekend. We're trying to do some fun things too, but we just it's boring compared to what I thought I used to do that was fun.
Yeah.
But it's not boring. It's really not.
No. And every moment is just another day that you guys get to spend together. I think it's exciting.
Like you said earlier, relationships are, I can't imagine not people that don't have, that are single their whole life. I've got a lot of friends that are single and never had kids. Lots of friends like that, or people in my past, I should say.
Yeah. Well, it makes you think that, they maybe not having a relationship is what kind of affected them and why they're still stuck. You had that encouragement with your relationship with Grams to change what your life choice is. I mean, also your health too. We love you.
Yeah, that's another thing. Not long ago, I had a guy at the paint store. This is how bad it really was for me. And I didn't realize it was that bad. That's the whole thing. When you're in this addiction, like I was, he came up to me and he said, Mark, I'm glad to see you. He gave me a big hug. And he said, this isn't enough, but I want to give you some money for when you helped me do my house when I didn't have any money. I was so broke. I went and I taped it for him and textured it for him and did all this work. And I don't even remember doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, how do you not remember that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
We put a couple $100 in my cooler in my truck, because I was on the phone at the time. And now I'm doing a job for him right now. I mean, it's just crazy that you don't how can you not remember that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure I wasn't drinking when I was doing the house because I didn't mix it with work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a crazy disease. It's crazy.
Yeah. But if you can get out of it, I think that's one of the coolest things ever. If you can get out of any addiction.
I am out of it. I'm not saying, they say that I'll always be an alcoholic, and I do believe that.
Yeah.
That's what kind of keeps me sober too. There's always a pull there, a little pull there still after 10 years.
Yeah.
But you just stick it around and get rid of it and just find something else right away to go and do.
Yeah. It's the best thing you can do.
I have to do it. I'm not going to lose you or Kathy or Sadie and Cam or Dave and James or Ryan, Abby, or anybody. I'm not going to lose Corey and Jamie. I mean, I can go on and on and on with my family. I'm not going to lose my family over that junk anymore, ever again.
Yeah.
And I would, because I know how I am.
Yep.
I know where I would be with one drink. That's how I am. So as long as I realize that, You know, it kind of, a lady in one of the treatments asked me one time, what is alcoholism to you? And it took me a minute to think about it. And I said, it reminds me of fire. She didn't get it. She goes, what do you mean? I said, it just destroys. An alcoholic will destroy everything. It just destroys everything in its path like fire does. It's got no kindness at all,
Yep.
It just doesn't. She said, wow, I've been doing this a long time. I've never heard anybody describe it like that. But it's true.
It is.
Not for everybody, for me.
Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah. I think that helps in kind of you finding yourself, what works for you.
Yeah.
How you
definitely.
perceive things.
You know that too. I mean, in life, it's just that way. You gotta, if you're happy, things seem to really come together,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're working on that too.
And be truthful. That's the main part.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad that you I'm just glad that you found everything that you needed. Maybe not everything, but at least we have you. And I think that's like probably the biggest thing, because it was really hard not having you. But then when we got you back, it was better. I still miss you guys all the time.
I know, every minute of every day.
Yeah.
I know.
Every minute of every day.
But we're proud of what you're doing,
Yeah. Well, everything that's happened, like, you guys have, pushed me to keep going, and I appreciate you guys for that.
Well, you pushed me too.
Yeah.
Seriously, you did.
Well, I'm glad.
I was telling Kath, maybe even your mom earlier, that one of the hardest letters I ever had to write in my treatment, one of my treatment programs, was a letter from you to me about why I did what I did.
Yeah.
It was a victim's impact letter, and it was difficult.
Yeah.
So all those little things, you don't fight treatment when you're there. I didn't. I did what I had to do it. I was truthful through it, and I learned some pretty good stuff from it. It's okay to question some stuff.
Yep.
But the big picture of it, it was good for me to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good coping skill. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, and do it for yourself when you're facing problems. Do it for yourself, not for somebody else. That's a huge one too.
Yeah, I agree. What is some piece of advice you would give to me or somebody of my age?
I feel like you're asking me like I'm a wizard or something, but I'm not. It's the world right now is so different from the one that I grew up in.
Yeah.
When I was your age, I just got back from California. The world was totally different. It was just, but it was a different world than my mom and dad, our grandma and my parents grew up in.
Yeah.
This world belongs to you and your generation. It does now. You guys are the ones that are going to be paving the way to what your kids and grandkids are going to live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that are fun in life when you're young, keep them in check.
Yep.
The problems in my life that were fun, other than like fishing and stuff, but I was always partying when I was fishing too.
Yeah.
These fun times are definitely progressive, and they're highly addictive. I mean, fun is addictive. It should be addictive.
Yeah.
Keep it at bay. Try not to be judgmental, which I am huge. I am probably the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
If someone's drinking too much when I'm around them, even family members or whatever, I just excuse myself and get out. It doesn't happen very often, especially with Auntie Tammy around, because she's such a little punk. But, we all know, keep it in check. Know your surroundings.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different world right now.
It is.
Well,
it's funny because I kind of relate, I always say, I wish to be kind of in where you grew up. I wish it was like that. But a lot, I don't know, what do you kind of think about that? Like, do you think that's silly, or do you think that honestly makes sense?
I think it makes sense, but at the same time, with this world of technology that we're in, I mean, I'm a boomer. Boy, I don't know. I had to call James a little while ago because I goofed the TV up, and he had to get me back. But you guys, all the technology, you guys are wizards at this stuff. It's awesome. It really is. It's amazing. I wish I knew more how to use these gadgets and this technology, but I just can't get a grasp on it. I can't do it. I've tried. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
So the world you're in right now is fascinating to me, and it's I mean, you don't playing kick the can. I mean, that was my dad's time. It wasn't really my time, but little things like that snowballing cars, things like that. A whole different realm of things. It's almost like kids today just don't even have a chance to really be kids anymore, because you're thrown into the technology and the workforce so darn young, it seems like to me.
Yeah.
You got to have time for yourself when you're young. Because pretty soon you're going to be old, and then you got nothing but time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you definitely helped me get out more.
Well,
I know a lot of people like technology and stuff, but I see good of it, and I like that you see good of it too, especially from like your time. But I feel like sometimes I feel like it's draining, and I feel like when we were talking about relationships, it can kind of drain those relationships too.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like Cammie, right now I got her, she let me put her on my phone where I can see where she's at.
Oh, FaceTime?
No, yeah, where I can see where she's at. I can go with that. Yeah, that one thing.
The location, find my friends.
So we got back yesterday, and I just happened to look down, and I'm like, I wonder where Cammie is. She's still at work. So I clicked over, and I go, oh, she's home. So I called her, and I go, what are you doing home from work? She goes, are you stalking me? I'm like, no, but it's important to know where she's at.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It makes that is so cool.
It is.
I mean, we had nothing like that ever.
Yeah. But also it comes with like, we kind of need that because of the world and how it is right now. Like you want to know the location of the people you care about. True.
Very true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm envious of you in your time, and politically and all the stuff that's going to come your guys' way to vote on certain things. And, I mean, I lost that privilege too. That's the first thing I did when I got back was go and register again and got that stuff moving again, because I just feel it's some of the old ways are just going the wayside.
Yeah.
That they're pushed off and forgotten. And maybe that's what happens generation to generation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Things that are important, like weddings and relationships and Sunday dinners,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I agree.
Yeah. Just keep them in your heart and do as much of them as you can.
Well, I will. I will. I will take your advice.
Well, I don't know. I hope it's good advice for you.
It is. I think it's important to hear some of it, that kind of stuff too. And I feel like we don't hear about it that much. And I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
And to see it in a different way too.
And I learn from you, believe me. I do listen. I listen a lot to you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the shirt your grandma ordered me, but when I get it, I'll send you a picture of it. You're going to laugh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think very highly of you, Pops, and I know you think a lot of negativity from what happened, and I think that you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. That kind of, stress actually can change your physiology of your body and your mental capacity. So I think that you need to be lighter on yourself, because it actually takes care of you more.
I love that advice.
Yeah.
I've got to do that. It's like I said, it's hard. I give it away every morning, but I get it back.
Yep.
It's crazy. It is really crazy how I do that.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, I
hard thing
know
to forgive yourself, you know?
it is, but I feel like you're doing it. And you might not feel that necessarily all the time, but I feel like, I mean, you're doing it. And I'm sure everybody in the family could say that they've seen it. Like, you've changed in a good way, and I'm glad to see that.
I'm work in progress. I'll get there.
Yeah.
I hope I'll get there
Hey,
as much as I can. while
I'm
I'm
still
here.
working progress too. Everybody is. You
Well,
always
yeah,
will
you're only
be.
22. You know, you've got
Yeah.
a whole lot of life in you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm getting older, and I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. I
Yeah.
really am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need
come
to be.
on. I'm 66, and I just bought my first Harley. So I don't ride it, but I got one.
Hey, that's okay. It's still badass that you even have one.
Well, now I got to find something for Grandma and me instead, maybe. But
Yeah.
that's another one of the hobby things, keeping yourself busy.
Yeah. Well, I might want to ride it before you sell it, so let me know.
Okay. Gabby said she wants to go on a ride with me. That really surprised me.
Really? I want to. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we will have to plan that.
And fishing and just all the stuff we do. I just can't golf anymore with you. When I went with you that last time, it hurt.
That's okay. I don't think I can either. I've hurt myself too much.
I know.
We'll find something.
I don't like you to get hurt. I don't like anybody to get hurt anymore.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, that's good though. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for talking with me today and talking about especially that. I know we haven't talked much about it, but I appreciate you talking to me about it.
Well, if you ever want to read some notes, I kept a couple of them. I got rid of most of them, but I've got the letter.
I would actually be really interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once you read it, I can get rid of it.
Yeah. We'll burn it.
We'll burn it.
We're moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. That was another thing in treatment to the guy out of Missoula here when he came to Deer Lodge.
Yeah.
You took one bad memory and you wrote it down and you put it in a bag, and he took it, and that's what he did with it. He said that one is gone forever.
I like that. I think that's a really good coping strategy that I've seen a lot of people doing that now, and I kind of want to do it. So we can do it together.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Maybe we should. Yeah, me and you and Kathy will do it.
Okay, it's a date.
It's a date. Okay, we love you so much, kiddo.
Love you too. Thanks, Pops.
And the Vikings are playing right now, so
I've been watching them.
I imagine I'm going to have to watch it.
Well, keep me updated.
Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
No, you are all set.
Okay, we love you, Grace.
Love you too.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That about sums up the podcast with Pops. And I hope that everybody kind of takes away a little bit from kind of what he said and takes the advice that he gave. You know, like a lot of people say the kids are the future, and I think, you know, that still stands. That's kind of always been the idea, is that we're the future. And I think that it's especially coming from, you know, my pops having such a traumatic event that happened and it kind of affected the family. I think that it's important to know that you can always overcome from mistakes and problems, and that, you know, no matter what you're going to be going through, or, you know, what the future has for you, like there's always something, and there's always a positive outlook. And it's important to stay positive, find coping skills. Like my grandpa said, he's finding different hobbies, and it's hard, but you know, he's doing it. And I think that's honestly something to take away, and I'm proud of him for doing that. And I know whatever you go through, whatever you end up doing, you know, there's always someone there to be proud of you. And so I hope you just took away from everything, and I hope, you know, I hope you have a strive for life, and you find a meaning for your life, and you change. And you know, that's normal to go through changes. And I think that that's an important thing to be proud of. You know, change is usually always good, and it can also be challenging, but that's the point of challenging, is for motivation. So motivate yourself and, you know, strive for that change. Get what you want and do everything that you want to do, and do it for yourself, not necessarily the people around you that can help motivate, but initially do anything for yourself and take care of yourself. You know, don't let that stress take over your body. Don't let it do that. So, you know what? Don't let stress get to you. G Money Honey out.